Hello, wonderful beings. Welcome to Wheel of Wisdom, episode number 82. I am so happy to have you here. Okay, give me a second to just adjust my mic. Okay, yeah. Can you guys hear and see me fine? Hi, Lisa. Welcome. So happy to see both of you guys' faces. Um, I so very appreciate your presence. Lisa says, happy anniversary. Thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you so much. Yeah, and that's kind of the reason why I so much appreciate your presence, just your mere presence. The fact that you're choosing your time, or choosing to put your energy in this space with me and just, yeah, spend some time with me. It means a lot. And this is why, um, I have been consistently going live for the past 1 year, and now we are here celebrating another anniversary. Okay, so, I would love to know if anyone is joining us for the very first time. And if you're back, joining us back again after another live, then I would love to know, is this your second time? Have you been here before a lot of times? Yeah, just, get to know you guys. So, yeah, feel free to share. Have you been here before, or are you joining us for the very first time? And then we will begin the live. Okay. Matt says, hi, I have joined before. Very good. Thank you. Okay, wonderful. Thank you for coming back here again, Matt. I'm glad that you got something of value from the previous live. Lisa says been here many times before. Yeah. You, I know, Lisa. I think Caitlin and you have been like the most consistent people here in my lives, and I so very appreciate that. Okay, let's see. Marshall says first time. Hi, Marshall. Welcome. I am glad that this was going on your screen and you decided to spend your time with us. And I hope that you really gain something of value from this live. Lisa says always wonderful sessions. Oh, yeah, you make them so. Hi, Caitlin. I am so very happy to have you here today as well. Okay. So, since most of the people have been here before, um, but there have been some new people, so I'm going to like share a little bit as to what we do in these lives, and then we can begin the live. So, you're welcome, Lisa. You're so welcome. Yeah, so what we do is that we usually begin these lives with a meditation to open ourselves, to raise our vibrations so that we can receive that higher wisdom. And once we are settled, more grounded to receive the messages from the universe, God, divine, angels, spirits, source, whatever you believe in. So once, we are more like centered in that manner, then we move on to the wheel. We have a wheel of wisdom. And on that wheel, we have some, wonderful, amazing books. So we select a book out of that, wheel randomly. And then what we do is that I ask you guys to choose a number, okay, between certain numbers once a book is chosen by the wheel. And then, we go with the number that I feel intuitively called to. And yeah, and we choose a reading. So we once we have chosen a page number from amongst the number that you guys share, Then we move on to open that page number of that book and read the highlighted text from that book. Because as I was reading some of these books, I highlighted like the insightful things or the transformational exercises. And today we are going to do something special since it is an anniversary. So yeah, I thought of adding an element which I have been pondering about like since the last 2 months, how to add it and stuff. So yeah, a special element as well. So now that you know what we do in these lives, I invite you to meditate with me. So are you guys ready for the meditation? So it is going to be like a 5 or 10 minute meditation. So type ready in the comments if you are ready for the meditation. Scott says sounds interesting. Welcome, Scott. And I hope that you receive something wonderful from this live. Okay, Lisa says ready. Cheryl, hi Cheryl, welcome back. Cheryl is also ready. Caitlin is ready. Wonderful, guys. Okay, I'm going to take a sip and then we will begin. So begin by coming into a comfortable position. You can either sit, stand, or lie down, whatever your body needs right now. And as you settle into this posture, if you feel safe, allow yourself to close your eyes, or alternatively, you can choose to lower your gaze so you can look at the floor downward, as this help us limit any form of visual distraction so that we can turn our awareness inward. So as you begin to settle in, take a slow, deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. One more at your own pace. And now rest your awareness on your heart, connecting with the warmth in your heart. Noticing the signs of life each time your heart beat. It is beating for you and for everyone that loves you. So allow yourself to think of someone who you love and care about, and who loves you and care about you. It can be a friend, a family member, or even your pet. So it can be any living being on this earth, or maybe even someone who is no longer with you. So, as their image becomes clear in your mind, allow loving kindness to flow from your heart to theirs. So, silently repeat after me. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. Noticing that with these wishes, if your heart is becoming warmer and warmer, or perhaps softer, and now allow yourself to receive these wishes from this person. So imagine them saying to you, may you be safe, may you be healthy, may you be happy, and may you live with ease. And now that your heart is connected with theirs in this manner, with this string of love, with this string of care, and as you have given and received these lovely wishes, allow yourself to receive these very same wishes, but this time from your own self. So repeat these to yourself. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. And now that your heart is fully open to give and receive love to other people as well as to yourself, allow yourself to notice the impact of this practice within your whole body and especially your heart. Noticing if you feel more warmth or openness or perhaps some tenderness. And now allow yourself to come back by becoming aware of the sounds around you, feeling the surface beneath you, and finally opening your eyes, connecting back fully to the space around you. Welcome back. If you feel called to share your experience of the practice, then I would love to read that in the comments. And if not, then I am receiving these hearts that, that was just popping around the screen. And I'm happy that some part of this practice, of this practice touched some of you. And I see that some new people have joined us while, we were meditating. So I want to let you know that in case you missed the meditation, then you can access that, later on in the replay as this live is getting recorded. So you can access the replays by going to my profile. In the About section, you will see a link tree there. And here you can find Wheel of Wisdom replays. Um, and um, and if you like the practice, if you were able to, do the practice with me, then Firstly, I'm grateful that you chose to spend your time with me like this. And secondly, if you would like to check more of my meditations, you are welcome to, um, to check out my profile, especially if you are new to me, because I already have like around 41 or 42 or 43 free tracks there. And there are 80 or 85 more to come because, like this one, in each of the lives up until now, we have done at least one meditation, and all of them have been recorded. And I now am releasing them on Insight Timer as a free track, so it is available for every single one of you. So, yeah, you can check all of these out and you can follow me to get notified when these meditations are released. Okay, so we have completed the first part of this live, and there is a lot more fun and wisdom to tap into, and a special element as well, which I haven't done before here. Okay, but before that, I'm going to go through the comments. Hi, Amber. Lovely to see you here. Thank you for joining in, and I hope that you were able to tune into the meditation. Lisa says, very comforting and calming. Beautiful meditation. Thank you, Lisa. I am glad that, offering and receiving this love helped you feel more, calm or soothe. Caitlin says, thank you, Anisha. Beautiful, soothing, and very expansive. Thank you, Caitlin, for mentioning that. Yeah, love is like that. Our true nature is kind of like that, expansive. And we just kind of feel small when we try to build walls around it. So, yeah, and those are our self created walls. So, I'm glad that you were able to experience, that pure love and the expansiveness of it, and the connection and the interconnectedness and everything related to that. Thank you, Caitlin, for sharing your experience. Amber says, in the beginning, I was a little bit panicky feeling while focused on the breath. I settled in and stuck with it. However, it became a beautiful and calming practice for me. Thanks for being with us, Anisha, and for your guidance. I am glad that, Amber, you were able to settle in after a while. And yes, even breath. So, even though breath is a very common object of meditation, but for some people, um, you know, it can create fear, or it can, create more of restlessness or panic, or, not all the time, maybe all the time for some people, maybe sometime for some people. So, if that happens to anyone, not just Amber, then you can choose just another point of focus. So if any object, so if breath is disrupting with your practice, then you can either choose to focus on that panicky feeling itself if you feel courageous enough. And if not, then you can, focus on some other part of your body, maybe like the surface where you are sitting or the palm of your hands. So this will help you feel, you know, alert and yet more stable. So I hope that it would be helpful the next time if this happens with you, Amber. Okay, so now it's time to move on to the next aspect of this live, which is Wheel of Wisdom. Okay, so let me show you guys the wheel. So this is our Wheel of Wisdom, and this contains the name of 31 books right now, out of the many books that I've read in the past 8 years. And now that we are more settled and grounded, we are going to let the universe, spirit, source, divine, consciousness, whatever you believe in, choose a book for us for today. Okay. So, yeah, we are going to do one reading from this book and then we are going to move on to another element of this live. Okay, so before we do that, I invite you guys to think and bring to the forefront of your mind anything, if there is anything specific that is going on in your life regarding which you would like to receive some direction or guidance, or wisdom. So, if there is a specific issue or an area of your life in which you would like some of these, then you can bring that to the forefront of your mind. And if there is nothing specific, then just set intention to receive some general guidance for today. So you can press the heart to let me know once you have thought of something. Okay. Okay, I see that some of you guys have thought of something. Okay, give me a second to just, yeah. Okay. Hmm. So we have some hearts. And with that, let's begin with the spinning of the wheel. So, whatever it is on which you would like some guidance or wisdom, bring that to the forefront of your mind as we spin this wheel. Okay, wonderful. So, Caitlin is open to the guidance. Beautiful. So, the book, the winner, is the book Out of Your Mind. And I love the title of this book, Out of Your Mind. That's what we need to be. Sometimes this phrase is used to, uh, denote that kind of like, are you crazy or are you not thinking? But out of your mind is exactly what we need to, bring in some stillness, bring in some peace, and even step towards wisdom. Thank you so much, Amber, for mentioning the name of the book as well as the author. So, the author of this book is Alan Watts, and I'm sure you must have heard of him. Um, okay, so let's see what this beautiful book has to offer to all of us. Okay, so, hmm, okay, so usually I ask you guys to choose a number, but with this, yeah, so I don't have the original book with this. So, as I mentioned, with some of the books, I kind of made notes of what I found, like, insightful, or so the information that really clicked or that really was full of insights and stuff, and the transformational practices. So, for this book, I have the notes and they don't have page numbers. So, we are not going to go with choosing the numbers this time. Instead, I am going to go with my intuition. So, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to close my eyes, set an intention for all of us, and then I am going to scroll through the pages with my eyes closed until I feel like, yeah, this is the section, that I need to stop. This is something that everyone present here or whoever will listen to it after, in the replay needs to hear. So, let's see. Amber says, oh, this will be my intro to him. Never heard his name till now. Okay, then I am so very glad to introduce him to you. Yeah, some of his work to you. So let's see what comes up. Uh, now I'm excited for you, Amber. Okay. So usually I say some words, but right now what is coming to me is an image of the earth and of like little people around the earth holding hands together, connected to each other. So I hope that after this live, you feel a sense of community or a sense of feeling seen and loved by someone in your life, whether it is a person in your life or maybe an online friend you have made here on Inside Timer. But I hope that you feel valued by them and you feel seen by them, and this help you move forward in your life with an open heart, full of courage to face whatever wants to come through, whatever will help you move to the next step. So let's see. Hmm. Okay, let's see what came up. Hi, Anand. Welcome. Okay, let's see. So, the author says, you give me a second to find the starting of this paragraph. Okay, yeah. So, the author says, we have been we have been taught to ignore that every one of us is an aperture through which the whole cosmos experiences life. Every one of us is a whole from which the fundamental light, the existence itself, looks out. But we are playing the game of forgetting this fact, and we pretend to only be this little hole, this little thing we call me, or the ego, or Paul Jones, or whatever. So, whatever your name is. But if we can maintain a sense of being Paul or of being Anisha, so, but if we can maintain a sense of being me, being Anisha, being whatever your name is, while at the same time understanding we are the whole works, like we are the whole universe, then that's a very marvelous and agreeable arrangement. If you can carry these two perspectives at once, you will experience a most remarkable harmoniousness. So seems like the vision that I got before I did this reading was kind of in alignment with this. You know, that how we are all connected, but even more um how the universe or how God or how whatever you believe in is experiencing life through us. So there is this quote, that that we are the soul having a human experience. Okay, I see. Cheryl loved it. And she is going to add it to her to wherever she reads book from. So yeah, so I think her comment was removed by the platform because we are not supposed to mention any other thing outside of Inside Timer. But yeah, I am glad that, you are going to check out more of the works, more work of from this author. No, that's okay, Cheryl. Yeah, I just wanted to let you know in case you got confused. Okay, let's see. There are some comments. Corinne is sharing some love. Some love back to you, Corinne. Okay, let's see. Anand says, Anisha, how are you doing? Caught you live after a long time. Yeah, I was thinking that I'd use that same Anand. But yeah, I am doing pretty good. I am today celebrating 1 year anniversary of doing live. So yeah, I am pretty, very, very happy today. And I'm glad that you were able to, catch us at this time and especially on this live. Okay. Hmm. Okay, you have been traveling for job and yeah, that's all right. Feel free to drop in whenever you guys get the time. There is no compulsion and I always appreciate whenever you guys make the time to spend your time with me. So yeah, and I hope that, everything went well with you, Anand, with the job and everything. Okay. So now, hmm, I am thinking, okay, so like, should we do one more reading? In, in that case, I would be able to, do that thing where I ask you guys to choose numbers, or should I move on to the special element? So which one? Do you guys want me to do one more reading where you can choose some numbers or just the special element? Okay, Anand votes for special element. Other people, you guys can vote as well. Okay, people are excited for the special element. Okay, so the special element is this. So, up until now in our lives, we have done like, what we used to do, whatever we have done up until this moment, in the last 30 minutes or so. So, that's what we used to do, right? We used to, choose a book and do a reading from it based on our intuition. So yeah, used to be like that. So we were receiving divine messages. We were receiving what we need to hear most. Whatever kind of support, whatever kind of reminders that we need. But this had been like really, really kind of bothering me that um I really wanted to include, you know, with the message part, with the reading part, which is always so fun and so easy. And I know you guys would like me to keep talking and you guys would just listen. It is always wonderful to and our brain likes to do things which involves like very less effort and stuff. So yeah, so we were tapping into some knowledge, some guidance, some messages. But now I also feel called to, include some exercises, like something that we can do, some interactive element in terms of, I don't know what is going to come through, but some interactive element that would help us make some changes in our life if you want to, so um so the exercise can be from like, can be from any source. So in the like past few years, what I have done is that I have come across a lot of resources. And now I try to create a list of over like 500 plus resources. Okay. And what I'm thinking is that just like we do with the books, I am going to do with those resources. So I'm not going to name them because I can't on a timer. But what I'm going to do is that we are going to randomly choose like any one resource, okay, out of all those like 500s and stuff, just like we do with the book. So, based on my intuition, either I can choose, a resource for us, or just like with the numbers, I can ask you guys to choose a letter between A to Z. Okay. Today we would not be able to do that letter thing because it would take me a lot of time to organize it in that manner. But yeah, I have the resources listed, but I have to organize them. So today we can do the intuition thing that I can choose randomly out of those, hundreds of resources, just one thing, and do that exercise so that we get to grow together, we get to heal together, whatever we need. So we receive the message, which is lovely and everything, but we also apply certain things from all of these different resources out there. There is loads and loads of information. And, if we were to think like, how can I ever apply that? The answer is one step at a time. And that's what I want to, that's the kind of space that I want to create, that we take little, little steps and we get to transform, little by little, little by little, and, start to see changes in whatever, in terms of whatever we work with. And yeah, and do that all intuitively, to bring in more fun. And yeah. So, how do you guys like this idea? Because that is what I was going to try today. So, are you guys excited? Would you guys like me to, choose a resource, choose an exercise for us randomly for today and see? Okay, Amber finds it exciting. Okay, Anand is super excited. And I think I missed a message. Let me read that first. Anand says, Bro, you changed background and that lamp looks so good. Mm, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that, mini flower pot. Okay, yeah, thank you so much. I'm glad that you like the background. Okay, that lamp. Okay, I didn't know that it was showing. Okay, yeah, good observation skills. Thank you. I'm glad that you like the space and the vibe of it. Amber says, Anisha, do you or anyone here know of a book about courage, bravery for children? Hmm. Okay, for children specifically. I cannot think of a book right now, but I heard so so I recently heard of a story on Insight Timer which might be able to help you. It is by another teacher. It is not mine, but I can name it here so you can check her out. Okay, give me just a second. Um, let's see. Yeah, so I saved it in my favorite playlist because yeah, I was going to listen to that again if I ever feel, scared or anxious. Yeah. So Amber, you can note this down, or anyone else who is interested. So it is like a children's story only. So it is not a book, but a story on Inside Timer. And the name of it is Why Am I Scared? And the track is by Jacqueline Watson. Okay. And if you want, I can share it in my group as well. Okay. So, yeah, why am I scared? And yeah, Jacqueline Watson. Wonderful. Thank you, Amber. Yeah, so I hope that that helps. Let's see. Okay. So, people are excited now. Jules, Lisa. Okay, wonderful. Hmm. So, yeah, let's see. Yeah, to be honest with you guys, I was like, I am a little underprepared today. I didn't got the time to put everything together and like pick up paper and pen and stuff like that because it because I also don't know what activity is going to come through. So it is like a surprise for me also. I haven't chosen or selected a activity for us. So let's see, it can be anything and it might require sometimes it might require paper or pen, but we all have mobile, so we can do with that. Okay. So let's see. Mhm. So let's see. I am going to choose something randomly. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Okay. So yeah, it is opening. I cannot like name it for you, but I cannot like name the resource and everything for you, but we have certain things here. So again, let's choose. I know it's not visible for you guys. A lot of it is not, but let's see. Hmm. Okay, interesting. So the heading for this one is, and it turned out to be a reading and maybe an exercise as well. But the heading for it is getting your psychological needs met. So this is like this. Just so you are like, okay, what is happening? Hmm. So these are, okay, let me show you. So these are like, these are like the needs chart. That is, it is a very popular chart in like, psychology, and it is known as the psychological needs by Maslow. Okay. So that is the person who gave it. So we have like different levels of need. So I'm going to read it for you and let's see what comes through from this. Hmm. So, psychological needs can be defined as a psychological condition in which something is required or wanted. Um, so, according to Maslow, there is a hierarchy of needs ranging from the basic physiological needs to self actualization, which are needs related to identity and purpose. So, the basic needs are physiological needs. For example, breathing, food, water, sleep, the homeostasis of our body, like the balance of our body. So these are like the physiological level needs. Then comes the second level above it, which is safety. So safety involves like a sense of security of our body. Okay, so safe in our body, and safety in terms of like employment, for example, like job security, of resources, of family, of health, of property. So these are like the safety level things that firstly we need to have food, air and water to survive. Okay, that is the physiological level of needs. Then comes the safety level of needs, meaning that we need to feel safe in our body, in our home. That our family is safe, that we have job security in some sense. So, yeah. And then comes the need for love and belonging in terms of your relationship with your friends, with your family members, with your, partner. And so these are like the different level of needs. Then comes the need for, self-esteem. So like confidence. Um, we need to have sense of confidence, sense of achievement, and like we are enough, we are good enough, all of these different things. So there comes our sense of self-esteem. Self-esteem basically means that in our view, how we what we think of ourselves. So do we think of ourselves like, in terms of like good categories? Do we put ourselves in terms of a good category, like we are a good person, we are good enough, we are capable, and things like that? Or we put ourselves, if we have low self-esteem, then we think of ourselves like, lacking something, not enough, and all of that. So there comes this particular need. And finally, um, and also, with the self-esteem in this particular level, also comes the need for knowing, like how people are curious about things, how we want to figure out things, how we want to solve things, and all of those things. So all the thinking level things. And finally comes the need for self actualization, which involves, you might be like, which involves becoming one with, you know like need for liberation, transcendence, become free from suffering, and all of that spiritual level stuff. So that comes in this highest level of need. So so in his theory, individuals progress from lower stages, like the need for physiological, security and everything, to higher stages, one at a time. So once, firstly, we need to fulfill our physiological needs, then come safety, then come feeling loved and belongingness, then come, the need for all the thinking level things and self-esteem, and then come self-actualization, transcending and everything. So once need in the lower stage has been met, they are no longer, focused, they are no longer prioritized because they are satisfied. So we move on to the next level of need. And, we keep on doing that. So without getting more into the theory, the the kind of like the prompt that the person gives here is, first, know what your needs are. So knowing what is important to you is the first step, meaning that you need to reflect that right now. So if you were to reflect that right now, which level of need, are not getting satisfied for me the most? Which level of need is my priority in given the current circumstances of my life? So this is like a bigger picture. This will help you know that where to focus on. But in a smaller picture, like how to apply it in your daily life. So, so what you can do is that whenever you start to feel like dysregulated, whenever you start to feel, um, you know, difficult emotions for that matter, then in the previous live, we discussed that, you know, the emotions are just information. The emotions are telling us that a certain need of ours is not met. So that is something that we discussed in the previous live. And not getting into that more, but yeah. So now the next step comes, that has shown itself is to focus on the need. So when you're feeling a certain difficult emotion, ask yourself which need of mine is not getting met. So in the previous live, I mentioned that whenever you start to feel a little bit like, um I'm not getting the word, but yeah, like you're not feeling well for certain, you're not feeling well, you are experiencing a difficult emotion, then ask yourself, are my basic needs met? So you can use this level of, this classification of need to check that is this level of need met right now? Is this level of need met right now? You know, and this will help you, this can serve as a good guide for you to check within that are these needs of mine met. And that is why, we discussed that it is very important, first of all, to ask ourselves that are my basic needs met? Like, do I have enough food and water and sleep in my body? So have I gotten enough of all of this? And if not, then try to meet that need, and the emotion would dissipate on its own once your need is met. Or if you're not feeling good enough, for example, so maybe that level of need that is not getting met is, at the thinking level, the self-esteem level. So in that case, asking ourselves that, that what am I believing about myself right now, and what might be helpful for me to believe in this particular situation, what might help me move forward in this situation. Because I think, yeah, someone also mentioned that. Anand says, Anisha, sometimes we feel like we aren't good enough. So we try to work hard and reach somewhere while we don't know exactly. Is it due to some childhood trauma? Hmm. So there is like this natural tendency of humans. um, which maybe we have learned, most probably we have learned that, you know, that we lack something and we are going to get something in the future, whether it is happiness, whether it is satisfaction, whether it is through things like a good home, like a lot of money, like a dream job. So maybe we focus on these goals to give us those feelings that we, want, the feeling of happiness, the feeling of peace, the feeling of satisfaction, the feeling of freedom, whatever it is for you. So yeah, so we have learned this belief also that something is going to come in the future, and this moment and us in this moment, so both this present moment and us right now are not enough, and we need to learn something, gain something, then we would, you know we would get whatever it is that we ultimately want. So yeah, and the particular kind of belief that you have, I cannot like say where you got it from. But yeah, it is likely that you might have learned that in your childhood, because um, that is the time that our brain is developing and we are more receptive, to learning these beliefs. Or sometimes people learn it later in their life if they have gone through some trauma, or yeah, there are a lot of factors. So I cannot like, pinpoint to it. But yeah, but if in case you would like to check out where your belief is rooted, then you can, try this course of mine, because in that I have mentioned some strategies. So I hope that that would help you. The name of the course is Master Your Mindset by Identifying Your Limiting Beliefs. So this will help you locate where did you learn that from. And again, it is not to blame, but to see that these beliefs are not our own, and hence we can leave them if they are not serving us. So this is not something of my own. It becomes difficult to let go of the things when we attach them to our identity. For example, if you have this identity that I am an angry person or I am a shy person, then you have associated an emotion with yourself, and now it has become a part of you. And now it would be like fighting against yourself. And that is not a very hope giving war, because you are fighting against yourself, and it is going to become more difficult and more resistance is going to come through. So, yeah, we need to be aware of what we are identifying ourselves with. Okay, I'm going to take a sip. Hmm. So, let's go back to the reading. Okay. So, the author asks us that know what you need, know what your needs are. Okay. So, you can look at this Maslow hierarchy of needs and choose which level of need are my priority right now. So, whenever you are feeling a difficult emotion or dysregulated, choose which is the thing that you need most right now, which level of need are not satisfied. Then, second step, okay, I'm thinking that, yeah, should I ask, should we do it? Or should I just tell you the steps? Hmm. Would you guys like to do it with me? Maybe you can think of anything that is not, you know, mm, like, are you guys facing any difficult situation in your life right now regarding which you would like to apply this and meet your needs? Like, find what need is not getting met and meet it? Okay, Lisa says yes. Okay, wonderful. Other people? Okay, Jody says yes. Wonderful. I love that. Thank you so much for allowing me to do so. Yeah, I love the interaction, and I would do apply it for myself as well. Am I audible to you guys? Okay, fine. Yeah, now universe is like, now you would be able to like really, really apply the exercise. So yeah. Hmm. Thank you so much, guys, for the confirmation and for your patience for staying here. Thank you, Corinne, Rita, Lana, and yeah, Katie, and everyone. Thank you. Okay. So, yeah, I am going to mention the summary and this exercise in the group so you don't lose track of anything. Okay, and yeah, and I don't think I have any other announcement right now because a part of me is really afraid that I'm going to keep speaking and then I'm going to be frozen. So yeah. So on that note, let me just show you guys where you can find the group so you don't face any difficulty and then we can end this live. At least this live, and yeah, I really really hope to see you in the next live. Okay. So yeah, let me show you guys the, where you can find the group. So you can go to my profile, which is Anisha Maheshwari. Okay. And when you will scroll down, like all the way down, these are the like recent free tracks that got released. Okay. So you can check them out and everything. Yeah. So when you scroll all the way down, you will see a group, Wonderful Beings there. And it is a free public group. Okay. And I'm going to post a summary and the steps of this exercise in that group. Um, yeah, I guess that's it for this live. And what do you guys think? Like, should we do more of this kind of activity, like more interactive ones, so that we get to transform together? So yeah, what do you guys think? Would you like me to do more of these in the next lives? Probably with better internet. I really hope. Yeah, okay. Corinne says yes. Thank you, Corinne. I am glad that you liked it, however much that we were able to cover. But yeah, I so appreciate your support, Corinne, throughout all the technical issue. Yeah, I love the element of laughter. Here it goes again. It's like, yeah, it's like a, I don't know, a ghost or something is here. It feels like that. Okay, so on that note, thank you so much for being here. I so very appreciate you guys, your presence and everything. And I will see you guys day after tomorrow. Okay, in the next live. Yeah, bye for now.